We can
Okay,
build
we're
it
back.
somewhere else.
We're back
Yep.
with episode 5, part 2. So everything is on fire, literally.
Yeah. The town is burning. I think we come back to a shot of um an evening sky, and ash is blowing in the wind through the frame, and we pan down and we see Aeon leading a bound Lieutenant Kai through the burning streets of Duofei.
Um, if he is still spouting, anti-bender invective and whatnot, I'm just going to kind of stop and, turn, stop, face him, and basically say, hey, okay, look, I'm not a bender. I will never be a bender. Will you please stop insulting me like one?
Very well. You're ugly.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's not much of an improvement, but
Neither's your face, but here we are.
okay, would it kill you to have a civil conversation? Can we just talk for a moment?
Well, I'm the one bound. I don't know what's going to kill me. You might kill me.
If
No, don't finish that sentence. If you let him go, he's running away.
I untie you, will you stay here and listen to me for at least a little bit?
I'd be a fool to say no, wouldn't I?
That's not a yes. How about this? I promise that I will let you go if you will listen to me and agree with just a few little things first.
Oh, yes, promise me, fugitive. Promise me, prison breaker. Yeah, I trust you to live up to your word.
Look, I didn't try to any of that. I was just dragged along, okay?
I forgot you're a traitor.
Honestly, I don't know who you are, but I believe in the Fire Nation. For the most part, what you're doing and spreading the technology and equalizing non-benders and benders, that is right. So you just have a conversation with me and so we can figure out what we can do here?
Plead with him, I think, at this point. See if that gets through, because that has a good shot of getting through, actually.
All right, roll with harmony and check that I don't have any conditions on it. Ha! Wrong condition. Beautiful. Let's see how this goes. Yes.
You get the feeling that he believes what you're saying, and he settles down a little bit. He's still wary, but seems a bit more receptive. He's not being outwardly hostile anymore.
Now look, what I want and what I really need is a link to the Fire Nation, specifically a link to Honto. Do you know him?
He's my commanding officer.
Great, that works fine. Now, I need to stay here for a bit. Right now, what matters right now is my friends. They're a little confused and I need more time to convince them. But I want you to help me to help you. Give me some way that I can talk to you, some way that I can learn from Honto. And then you can go. We'll said you escaped. It doesn't matter. I'll let you go. As long as you'll do this for me and not hurt my friends.
You want to meet with Honto?
Maybe not meet, talk with, communicate with. I don't know that meeting would be the best idea right now.
It seems you have half an idea.
Thank
When you figure out the other half, let me know. I can't do much with that. What do you want me to do? Go back to him and say, oh, the prisoner would like to send letters back and forth? Have a conversation with birds? What?
Yes.
I'll get laughed out of the room.
Okay. Messenger. Let's see. Then let's think of something.
Listen, it would all be fine if you just came back with me. I guarantee you an audience with Honto in that case.
That would just be switching around the dynamic we have here. I don't
Well, yes, that seems very beneficial for me.
Look, I don't want to go back to him as a prisoner. I want to go back to him having done something useful.
Ah, so you wish to prove your loyalty to the Fire Nation in hopes of clemency.
No, not in hopes of clemency. In showing what I'm worth. In showing that you can do something useful even if you aren't a bender.
Been trying to prove that for years.
Okay, then help me do it.
We may find ourselves on opposite sides of this war, but it seems we could possibly share a common purpose. If you let me go, I'll see what I can do.
Anne kind of stops and studies him for a little bit moment and then kind of sighs and it's probably the best I'm gonna get, isn't it? I'll let you go if you promise not to hurt my friends. That's it. The only thing.
Very well. Let me go and you won't see me again. You may hear from me in the future, but I won't stalk your friends.
I'll approach and basically untie him, undo whatever restraints we have, and then step back. I'm still going to watch him. I'm not going to turn my back on the guy quite yet, but
He looks you over and says, seems there may be some honor yet in the Earth Kingdom. And turns and runs.
And clears the afraid condition.
he might.
Yeah, he runs down the street and some smoke blows in, and by the time it clears, he's gone.
I'll stand there dramatically looking after him for a moment, and then just drop the rope, turn, and continue on to where I hope Damalie is at Min's house, because that makes sense. It's the place we were staying. It's the place we left him.
Yeah.
You just never left, even after the
Yeah.
fire.
So-
Mint's house is a charred husk.
So Dama, what are you doing in Min's house when you hear footsteps?
Oh, I'm playing Pai Sho on the porch.
With both,
Mm.
as like with someone? Is there like a fire spirit or
I
something?
mean, if Sato wants to play Pai Sho, otherwise I'm just playing by myself.
Wait, did Min and the twins stay behind, or did they go?
They helped shepherd everyone out.
So, yeah, they
Min was
left.
basically leading the exodus.
Okay.
It is our I keep forgetting your character's name because we haven't is Sato also there?
Yeah, Sato is making sure Dama hasn't made a foolish decision to stay behind.
Okay.
And I think as Aeon, as you get close to Min's house, you pass one of the other you pass a festival kiosk, someplace they were selling fried dough or something, and you get tackled to the ground. And you look up and you see Sato's face, and he says, "Oh, I am sorry, my friend. I thought you were one of them."
No, I was just coming to get Dama, get you. Don't. What's going on?
Dama had an idea, and Sato's sort of like looking around.
Vegetable gardens not burned down suspiciously. The houses, charred husks.
We got the villagers to safety. Min brought them out. And we
So
decided that the town would be better off in the hands of fire than the Fire Nation.
So this was us?
No, this was squarely Dama.
Oh, the spirits abandoned this place. You can't expect normal people to
He
live
kept
there.
talking about seeing spirits. I think the pie show has got to his brain.
I think it might be time to get us both out of here then. We can rendezvous with the others. They went to go get Quiwa's dad. Let's get Dama and go.
Dama! Yakuzo! You just hear Sato yelling, like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so I have under one arm a newly salvaged pie show board, and under the other arm a large sack.
If it looks
Okay.
heavy, I'll offer to
Suspiciously,
make
I did
one
not
of
have
them
these
for you.
materials previously. This is not part of my standard kit.
So you looted before you burned.
Of course.
I
Well, only the things
mean-
people didn't find valuable enough to take with them. So,
Yeah.
it's not. It's fine.
If it looks heavy or awkward, I'll offer to help, like, carry something for you.
It's you loot or the Fire Nation loots.
Oh, I got
so-
Yeah, there's a
Back in.
fine line between loot and salvage.
Yeah. You asked to help, I say, yeah, no problem. And I reach back into the porch and pull out a second sack. And I hand
This is
you
the one
sack.
Sato refused to
Can I
carry.
grab the sack?
Yeah, it sounds a lot like silverware.
Did you raid my family's house? Because that's
You're not
probably where the best
100%.
silverware might
You're
be.
not 100%, but it does sound like silverware and other assorted sundries.
I'm going to pointedly not look in the sack and say, all right then, let's go.
Yeah. Where
Yeah,
are we
so I-
going?
Yeah.
On a slightly unrelated note, I definitely don't have a mastery condition that has to do with cause a Fire Nation officer to lose their balance. Did I manage?
Lose their balance? I don't think so.
You pushed it, probably, I would guess.
Yeah, it's
But I don't know.
problem is pushing it won't actually change anything because I think that's really meant to kind of do in combat. But
It's more concrete
Yeah.
in combat, and also pushing around NPCs' balance outside of combat there isn't a mechanic for that.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought there was.
There's mechanics for NPCs pushing you around, but outside of combat, there's no mechanics for you pushing NPCs' balance around.
I think there's a thing
Feels like
to
a
let
lot.
you know outside of combat what their balance thing is, but
Yeah.
not like how to manipulate it.
Which might be an oversight, might be intentional. Not sure.
I think it's more the masks thing. Like the world can exert pressure on you, but your ability to exert pressure on the world is extremely limited.
only if you beat them in combat first.
Yeah, that's
So, but we're looking at combat as like, feet flying and boulders and things like that. You can use the combat system in more of a duel of wits kind of way as well.
that's fair.
I'd be up for trying it. Either way, if the answer is no, I'm fine
What,
with that. That was not my
Ambush
primary
and
objective.
demoralize someone? Is that
Yeah.
what you're suggesting? We
You
pop
just
out behind a
berate them.
bush and be like, your family never loved you. Does that do it for you?
No,
What
it
are
is
you
you
fighting
who are
for?
ugly.
You go, hold on, and pull out an Uno reverse card.
Yeah. Uno reverse pie show title.
Yeah, but
I'll work on it. some
because
more
of all
later.
of this attitude about the town burning down, I would very pointedly like to figure out where Aeon wants to take us.
we'll go meet with Kliwa and Baohu and her dad, and we'll get out of the town. I mean, it must have been faster for me to get here than there.
That's
Do you
fair.
know where the refugees went?
Away.
Out of here.
Okay, we'll get out and we'll find them.
I don't know. I'm not in charge of the...
Ostensibly, like Min would have said where they were going.
Yeah,
like,
she said to the
know.
west. Like, come on, I don't know where they landed.
You have no ability to track any. Never.
I'm not in charge of the town. Like, I don't live here.
You're
These
the
aren't my
ideas
friends
guy.
Or
Find them.
my
It can't
family.
be that hard. There's like hundreds and thousands of them. We'll find
Yeah,
them. Just
you have wilderness training. You're fine.
yeah.
I have a.
Do you really want to go with them?
Ask.
Where do you think the Fire Nation's gonna go next? They're gonna go to the, like, rebel encampment.
Then we'll stop them there. I don't know.
But do you want to fight the whole army?
Are you suggesting we abandon everyone?
It's not abandoning them. We showed up. The Fire
You-
Nation showed up. I saved the town.
Doma.
You saved the people of the town. You did not save the town.
I think Sato like speaks up. Doma, we caused the situation. It is on us to ensure everything is okay.
Yeah, they got out.
They are not out of the fire yet.
I guess
Look,
they're out
at the
of
very
pan,
least,
really?
we should
Yeah.
regroup with the rest of us. We need Kliwa, we need Baohu. We can make a final decision then, maybe, though.
Fine.
Really don't
I
think it
think
should
we
be
should go somewhere fun next. This vacation was a bad choice.
That
right.
explains so much about he
There's
just thinks
been
it's
fights-
been
Dama ended up in prison because he thought he was signing up for an all-inclusive.
yeah.
There's been fights like every day since we've been here. Like, we should go somewhere a little bit more chill next time.
I'm sure we'll take that contribution into
Do you want to fight
consideration.
all the time? Is that really your plan?
As you're talking, like a house in the background just crumbles, flames.
Everything's so violent for some reason around me.
I mean, no, but we can decide this as a group, okay? If you can come up to
Between you
with
and
something that
me,
we
we should
do,
find
there's-
some nice fishing village or beach town somewhere and really just sleep on the shore, hammocks, the whole nine. Prison was real stuffy. And now we're at wartime, and that's also a real bummer.
I mean, if you can find us some way to make peace, I'm all for that. Okay? I will be with you 100%. But I think we should probably deal with that first.
This war's really harshing your vibe, huh, Tom?
It's more that, like, who does this war help? It doesn't help us. It doesn't help me personally. We got stuff to do, right? And war is just a complication that you're forcing us to be involved with. I get saving people's families or whatever. Like, I'm all on board with that, right? Yeah, the Fire Nation's coming, you gotta get your mom out. Like, I understand that. We can or you get the point. Like, that's a normal thing to do. But why do we're not
Of course,
soldiers?
I know you understand that. That's why you're
I mean,
bringing
the
all
old guy's
over there with their
retired.
families.
You're a weird student. The princess doesn't have a castle anymore, and the castle guard also doesn't have a castle anymore. So
If
we
you're
have nothing.
implying I'm doing this for Quiwa, you are very mistaken.
Now you're the student. Baohu is the castle guard.
Okay.
My point is, we have
So
no
there-
stakes in this. There's no
So-
we have no chips in play. We're just inserting ourselves to the world's deadliest conflict.
So do you have the afraid condition, either of you?
No.
No,
I'm
I don't think Dama has taken any conditions.
no, I'm perfectly balanced. I'm determined
Uh.
for peace. And peace means not being in the middle of a war. I don't understand.
Peace doesn't mean world peace. Peace means peace around me.
Peace.
have a condition that I clear.
I love the dichotomy of this. It's like Aeon just wants to find the middle path and have everyone get along, and Dama's like, I just don't want anything to do with it. It's a dumb thing to be in the middle of. Like,
It's very deadly. It shortens your life expectancy dramatically.
Look, we can argue this later, Dama. We'll find our friends, we'll get out of here, we'll give all the silverware back to whoever's family because
No,
you gotta get
says
your
what
mom out.
silverware?
And
Who said anything about silverware? These are my
You
personal
did!
facts.
You said that we had to help the people when we were. I assume that's why you grabbed this all, and so that's what we're gonna do with it.
No, these are
So
travel
let's go.
funds.
No, let's
I'm
go.
buying a
We're
beach
going
cottage.
now.
I'm having a better
And I
idea
am
as to
not
how he got to
you.
jail
I'm
in the
going
first
to grab
place.
your arm and I'm going to start
I
dragging
have
you.
one background. It is outlaw. You actually think I make my money with Pie Show?
We kind of
I am
hoped,
not
because none of
listening
us
to
knew
you,
anything
I am
about Pie
talking
Show. I think
over
we
you.
hoped.
And I am trying to clear angry. Does that count as lashing out?
If you sell my silver, if you will return my stolen silverware, yes.
That's
I'm
I have
fair.
lashing
every
out
intention
against
of
my
returning
beach
your stolen
cottage.
silverware to people to help them out. Yeah, no. Anything in my sack, at least, is not going into your fund of money.
That is lashing
And I'm
out.
going to strongly assume that that is what's happening with your sack,
Yep.
too.
My sack's mostly snacks, honestly. You had to prioritize.
so
I have
if you wanna lash out, basically lashing out it at least needs to be a roadblock in the dynamic between you and whoever you're lashing out at, if it doesn't have dramatically lasting consequences. Right.
So, like, I guess you need to go
Hey,
further.
I
Like,
am
call
giving
him a
your
criminal
silverware
and just, like,
I don't think that would actually
insult him.
affect anything. Insulting Dama Lee or calling him a criminal doesn't feel like he'd be upset.
No, you could just be like, look, I'm sick of your shit. Get your act together. Fucking run beside me. We're leaving right now. If you don't, I'm just going to leave you here to burn.
No, I'm not quite willing to go that far, but I am making it very clear that yes, the silverware is going back to other people. Because obviously that's why we're rescuing it. Regardless of what you think, Donna.
I mean, you're technically breaking his wealth that he had just accumulated by taking it away from him.
Yeah, that might
I
count as
can't
breaking.
keep anything.
It depends how important it is to Dama. Break something important.
Yeah, how important is your filthy lucre?
It's more about the fact this has all been a traumatic experience since I left jail and I found a way out, and you're like, no, we gotta return it to people, which is insane after I saved all their lives.
I think I'm breaking it.
Perfect. You're
Sounds
breaking his
right.
escape plan.
I don't know how you can strain our relationship any more than trying to say that you want to go back to the evil empire.
No, well, I guess I did.
And now you're like, but you also have to be involved in this conflict. You can't just go live on an island somewhere. You need to be involved because I'm taking away your one chance of funding. an
Yeah, that
escape.
feels important.
Oh yeah, I'm breaking you.
Yep.
Listen, all Dama Lee wants to do is go to Tahiti.
Yeah,
That's all
and sit
Dama
on
wants
the
to
beach
do.
and play Pie Show like a normal person. Like, who wants to be in a war?
Dama Lee, who wants to be in a war anyway?
I mean, the fair statement.
And in a cold silence, I guess I grab your arm and start dragging you towards, the others as best we can.
Okay, so when you split, Bao, where did you go?
I wanted to ask. Mudman was in prison last we saw him. Was he taken out of town or was he left in his cell?
Did everyone forget about him?
I mean, roll that fate.
Poor guy.
Yeah, they took him.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
He was in one of the suits that they burned.
That's what we'll do. We'll have prisoner
Oh,
sacrifices.
that's not dark.
Definitely not.
I'm looking at ways to try and clear my conditions, but I can't do that by myself or with other people right now.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, try to see if there's any of the few people who stayed behind.
Well, I think Bao still thinks the Fire Nation did this.
No, you saw the dad shoot the arrow.
Oh, right.
Yep.
So you don't know 100% what's up, but you know that it wasn't like, oh, the Fire Nation invaded and burned the town down.
Yeah, it
You
very
know
much
there's
seems
something else
like.
that happened.
Yeah, he was yelling about how like he's not going to let the Fire Nation take the town again. So
Right. Yeah, I think Bao just goes back to where we first split up. So you guys probably just find him there.
I don't think we're going there. I'm going directly to the palace next. If you're not there, I don't know where we're gonna find you.
If you were headed to the top of the cliff, there's really only one way to go there.
He's on
Like
the way.
because he wasn't in the palace. He was like actually on top of the cliff of the town when he did that.
It's on the way.
Then
Yeah,
head towards
yeah.
the cliff top. Yeah. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
you run into Bao as you're trying to gain some cohesion amongst your party
we got
in more ways
Dama,
than
we
one.
got
yeah.
someone whose name I don't know. Sato. Where's Quiwa? Can we go, please? Limits tested.
She's going to her dad right now.
And weren't you going with her?
I think she needed some time to herself.
Just cleared angry. Nah, forget this. What kind of a bodyguard are you, anyways? You don't give her time to yourself. Come on, let's go.
Oh no.
Boy, angry.
Ooh. I'm not angry anymore either, but
Everyone's just hating on Bao today.
He did nothing but fell into the river and let me save you.
And then not get the credit for it.
Mentioned that no one. Okay, sorry.
what happened to your prisoner, Aeon?
He got away, all right.
They got away.
I roll
After-
insight or something on that one.
Look, I'm sorry. We were distracted the entire thing. He must have gotten through the ropes. I didn't even notice. But that's not my job, anyways. It wasn't my job to watch the prisoner. I've never said I was any kind of good at that. Your
I
job.
would like
You
to
took
cure
the prisoner.
I would like to clear Insecure by taking foolhardy action without talking to your companions. I would like to Earthbender arrest Aeon.
Avowed traitor Aeon.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness. I thought Cleo was a mess, but most of her issues are with herself.
Wow. So I think the next arc is just going to be like figuring out how you're still a group.
We need Aeon out of the way for the next arc. If
Yeah, we
have him in
do.
prison,
And I
suppose that
guess,
works.
yeah, Aeon's not part of the group next arc.
Throw him off a cliff.
I
No,
said
not
it
throw
wasn't
him off a
Lion
cliff.
King.
I mean, if you're going to do that,
I think it would be a surprise. I don't see that I would be resisting.
It just
in any
happens.
way.
yeah, if you're not trying to resist it, then it just happens. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I'm
I
on
think there's
board,
an
because this is
instinctive,
the
but I doubt that I'm
second
fast
weird-
enough to do anything about it.
This is the second weird prisoner thing you've done.
Shush, it's fine.
And she took your silverware, or he took
Yeah,
your
he
silverware.
took your
You took my
silverware.
silverware. Yes,
can-
I would like to reclaim my bag of silverware as well.
Yep.
So, what does Earth's nation, whatever, arresting me look like?
Trap
What are
you
you
in
actually
rock.
doing?
I assume just
I
like,
trap you in rocks.
yeah.
In the middle of a burning town?
Yeah,
I mean,
the
only-
road's not on fire. I can just like get your like wrists and
Yeah, he
like,
makes rock cuffs.
yeah.
Basically. I assume it's probably
they're
a
crystal
much...
cuffs.
Yes.
Excuse me? What are you doing?
Handcuffing you.
This is the second time you've lost a prisoner, and based on last time, you
Wait,
were
I didn't
trying.
Prisoner.
You were trying to work with the Fire Nation, and I said the next time you mess up, I will bury you.
I
Be
didn't
lucky you're
mess
not
up.
buried.
I stopped everyone from getting across the bridge. I did my job perfectly. It was you guys who screwed
You were
up.
up 1, and now you're back down to 0. You
And
lost a
back
very
down to
important.
0 is this.
Losing a high-profile prisoner, yes.
Great. So apparently everyone on the street should be just arrested as a 0 base point at all times.
You
How
tried
exactly
to
do
betray
you
us
expect
once
us to get out
already.
of the city like
I
that?
don't
You've-
know. No, I'm on Bow's side. You tried to betray us once already. I fully believe you traded secrets away, or you traded that guy's freedom to get an in with
didn't
someone in the
trade
Fire
secrets!
Nation. Did you or did you not release him on the grounds that you will get some benefit from the Fire Nation? That's what you were telling the last guy.
We didn't trade secrets.
What did you trade?
Your safety.
So you did let them go.
Who asked you to do that? I was perfectly
No.
fine in a burned out building.
So
No
you
one
traded our
burns down.
safety
I
when
just
they
wanted
were
you
our
guys to be
prisoner.
okay.
We were okay.
As
You
I
let them
said,
go.
I'm taking care of you. I'm taking care of Quiwa. You can't seem to do it, so I figured I had to.
I took out the bridge. We're just arguing in the middle of the street.
Bridge and one guy.
He was a captain. He was hard to take down.
I took out every other soldier and the assassin that, by the way, was in the middle of killing your charge.
And you
Was
let
it
him go.
assassin? Why did no one tell me
With the
about the
promise he
assassin?
wouldn't do it again.
Who sent the assassin?
So you both
So
probably
I
pause
think
in
there's
the, in
just
the
a
yelling.
cacophony of yelling, and we pan up the cliff, and we see Chiang standing there, looking very solemn, looking down at his burning hometown, and approaching behind him, Quiwa. You walk up behind your father.
Father! I yell. Father, we have to go.
Yes,
I run up to him
suppose
and
we
start
do.
pulling him away.
Yeah, it takes a bit of effort to like pull him away from looking like he's staring down. There's all kinds of like sadness and regret on his face. Your father does not take failure well, and
I'm going to try and
And-
guide and comfort him then.
okay.
Upon seeing his face and seeing like, oh, I say, Father, we did everything we could. They had an assassin, and we can't take them. We tried. The bridge mission, technically it was successful, but it was a disaster as well. I almost died. We have to go.
Yeah. Roll to guide and
yeah,
comfort. Let's see how
It's
that
weird
works.
that this is guiding comfort, but I'm trying to reassure him like this is the right decision. The Fire Nation are more dangerous than we feared, basically. So, okay. Guiding and comforting is
Harmony.
harmony. Cool. I'm gonna. Oh, that's the same stat. My tradition is a -1, and so is my harmony.
This
Okay.
could technically be progress. Like you're not doing the traditional thing of protecting the town.
That's true.
Yeah, traditionally. your
Oh wait,
family
never
has
mind. I'm out of
protected this
fatigue. I'm
town.
full on fatigue. I can't even pick. I can't even make that choice. All right. I'm going to roll it. That's a 6.
Ooh. Okay.
Just barely.
So I think yes, you do get through to him, but not in the way you wanted to. He turns to you and you can see a tear streaming down his eye, and he says, "We cannot beat them. They will take everything. They will burn their way across this land, and we have nothing to offer in resistance.
She wants to say no and like to deny that, but I think with everything Quiwa's all of Quiwa's experiences during the entire campaign have basically been in agreement with what he's saying now. Like, there's not her whole thing is feeling useless, and he's basically saying there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, the
So-
look of just hopelessness is writ large across his face. You have never seen your father in this kind of state. Like, he's normally a very put together individual,
Yeah,
at least outwardly.
Yeah.
But like all of his emotion is coming out right now.
cool. She's gonna play the wild card then. The I have no idea what's happening. How he'll react to this card, which I guess is pushing my luck. Maybe if it is roll at all. But she says, "Dad," abandoning the more polite father, which she was raised with. She says, "Dad, I think I airbended."
It takes a second for that to sink in. But it does, like, it catches him off guard enough. Like, it's just this non sequitur
Yeah.
that just gets in his brain and pulls him away from this.
Perfect. I'm going to
this
take advantage
hopelessness.
of that and grab him, and we can. And while he's like, "Wait, what?" I'm going to start pulling him with me.
Okay, yeah, I think he offers no resistance at that point because he's just very confused and distraught.
Okay.
Like probably 10, 15 steps away, he pulls away from you and he's like, "What do you mean earthbended?"
No,
Or airbended, I'm
Airbend-
sorry.
Yeah, he says, when there was a knife to my throat, I screamed, but it wasn't a normal scream. It felt like air was coming out of my lungs. I saw all of the trees, like the leaves blew in directions away from me, and everyone was deafened for a bit. It was, I don't know. But, Dad, she like swallows and prepares herself. I don't know what's happening with me, and I can't lose you. We have to go.
You're right. There are more important things than pride. Let's go find the others.
She swallows and like holds back tears and nods. And yeah, I guess we probably meet you partway down. I'm guessing if we just go.
Yeah, you hear the shouting probably.
Yeah, just go toward the argument.
Just from a distance, you hear, "He promised not to do it again. The assassin promised not to assassinate again. Really, really." Like you're just petty arguing.
Excellent.
Yeah, you all come together sort of at the road that leads out of town. It's up to you how it goes from there. I mean, you want to step into that argument?
Uh,
I want to know what Sato's doing while the three of us are arguing.
And Aeon's rocked
I'm cuffed.
up. You're unable to move.
I think I'm able to move my legs, but just not hands, like I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sato's trying to be the voice of reason here, saying there are more important things than what is going on right here, right now.
Yeah,
if
like
you
getting
look
out
over
of the
there, you
war
will see
zone.
the ship, the army disembarking from the ship. We must leave immediately.
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying we need to leave the war zone.
cool. Can I try that screaming thing again, but this time yelling at everyone to shut up?
Sure.
I think that's how I'd like to announce that me and my dad have arrived, by yelling really loudly.
Okay. I
We created
before you do that, if you fail, I'll tell you what's going to happen.
I didn't know if it was a roll, but okay.
Yeah, it'll be a push your luck roll because The only way out of this town is through a chasm in the rock.
Please fail.
Okay.
That's exactly what Anne wants. Please fail.
I'm gonna do it in that case. I was gonna back out and be like, I don't have to yell, but at Marissa's encouragement. Oh wait,
Don't listen to your wife.
That sound right.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, passion 0. Pushing my luck doesn't have any penalties right now. I don't have guilty. Okay. Oh.
Okay. So you yell for everyone to shut up, and yeah, the chasm begins to crumble. Not enough to block the way, but enough that you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I don't think. Yeah, for Quiwa, I don't think it was conscious. She was just very frustrated. But yeah, that was definitely. I was playing her as just fed up with everyone.
And you hear off in the distance, I heard them that way.
Let's go. I think
Go,
she
go,
just
go, go, go.
yeah commands everyone, and then we start. I assume running for the cavern.
I'll shut up and run.
You hear the jangling of a giant bag of silverware.
Perfect. If we ever have to choose between it and you, we might choose it and let you go.
I saved the town.
If only I was a metal bender.
Then we can leave you with
Town
it. I don't know.
fire.
I don't think we was that bad, but
It was your town that I saved.
Save the town, burn the town down. You know what's the difference?
yeah.
Nobody died.
Except the
They're
people
just
who
morally
you know,
destitute.
and yeah, there are some people who stayed behind. We'll see what happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we're running.
So I think at this point you can safely get away. I mean, you know the terrain. Like two of you know the terrain really well. The Fire Nation soldiers not so much. So I don't think it's a roll to get away from them. But yeah, basically, yeah, you get out of the immediate zone of danger, and then there's a crossroads that you come to, both literally and figuratively, where you need to make a decision about what you're doing.
Yeah, we get far enough away where we can stop and figure out what the heck to do.
Does
I
the
say we
chasm
go-
like crumble behind us? By the way.
We probably make
not
sure
not
it does.
impassably.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I make it just so they can't follow us.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're an earthbender. You can at least like it'll take them a couple days to clear it or something.
So yeah, you shut off the only way into or out of the town on the road, and
Yeah,
and
the
get out of it.
octopus fritter guy is kind of out of luck now.
Who?
Like the octopus fritter guy who stayed in town or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
The guy with his cart. My octopus.
Like it's a seaside town, like octopus
Yeah.
fritters tracks, crab cakes
Oh,
maybe.
he wheeled his cart to the docks and like was selling it to the Fire Nation as they were coming off.
Traitor.
But he's kind of stuck there. He's in too deep now.
He's just giving them food. That's all he's doing.
Trucker to the enemy. Anyhow, we gotta find
No calories for those fiends.
Okay. So
But
yeah, I
yeah.
think we stop and just
before anyone else can get a word in. Like, if we're at a crossroads and it's kind of like, let's do this. Aeon's like, I vote. We go back to the people. We do our best to help them. I don't know, survive in the wilderness, go back to town after the Fire Nations are gone. We do our part to make things better. That's what we should do.
Traitors don't get a vote. We should leave the war zone.
we're a danger to them, Quiwa says. Not you, she says, looking at her dad. But she says, but the rest of us. And the assassin, I say, looking at Aeon with a, we're not going to open that can of worms right now. Saw me airbend.
Airbend. Sato looks at you.
Yeah, I don't know how, but I just did it again with
Are you
the,
sure it wasn't a
with the
strong
yell.
fart or something?
In the Fire Nation officer saw this.
She like closes her eyes and nods.
If we were not screwed before, we need to get you away from here.
We can't stay with the other people. Not
I
right
know
now.
a lovely beach town.
We
Are we just
we
going to
need-
Ember Isles?
we need
Yes.
to.
Yes.
How about this? How about we mix our ideas together? As much as I hate the dirty Trey Aeon, that that we are the reason these people don't have a city anymore. And because I know Marissa wants to do a city building thing.
I mean, we'll figure one way or the other.
We could do a
we-
city builder on a beach island.
We take them with us, find them somewhere safe, build it up, and then we can they have a safe place away from the Fire Nation. Could be a beach. It could be something else. I don't know. We owe it
Not
to
a
them.
prison, though.
I
I'm
look
not
at
going back.
Sato and say, if we leave and leave my people behind, would they use them as hostages?
For an airbender, they will do everything they can.
Then we
Do
can't.
not think they will go lightly on anyone that knows you.
Then we all need to leave. I
We
don't.
all
I.
need to stay and protect them.
We need to
We'll
bring
leave
them
you.
with us.
Can't.
We'll leave you by
We
yourself.
tried.
We can't leave Aeon. Aeon knows too much.
We can't fight them right now. Even if we maybe can someday, we can't right now.
Then we take your people and run.
Where?
Aeon has the right of it. If they were to get their hands on anyone that you know, they would use it against you. You do not know the things that they will do to accomplish their goals.
You can see as she looks at you, Sato, Quiwa has questions in her eyes that she's not going to ask right now. And, she says, eventually, Dama, please tell me this idea with an island is one of the good ones.
What do you mean by a good
Sato, I
one?
think you have the map. Perhaps we should look at the map to see a nearby island.
Sato pulls out his magic map. And if anybody gets that reference, wow.
No, I just
King,
turned
it's a
26.
King's Quest game, yeah, back in the
Oof.
early 90s.
Is King's Quest the one that was like animated and you had to use the like joystick thing?
It was a point and click kind of adventure. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So my first question looking at the map is, what exactly is the island of Kugluktuk?
What?
What?
Where?
Oh, the Northern Water Tribe Island.
Yeah.
So the map maker that made this, some of the towns and cities you see here are just made up to flesh out the map.
Mm.
Okay.
So,
I half like
I'm not
the idea
sure
of us
if it's any
going.
character suggestion or not, but what about the Northern Air Temple?
I was gonna also say the Northern Air Temple.
Which one's the Northern Air Temple again?
The one that Sato
I
doesn't
know
want to go back to.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
We should not
So maybe
go to
we
the
ask
Northern-
about it, and Sato just like shoots it down immediately.
I mean,
Oh,
he-
it's
How about this? Instead of going to a beach town, we build a nice ski lodge on top of one of the Sky Peak mountains.
If we go to
Um,
the Northern Air Temple, there'll already be accommodations ready. We
Yeah,
will
but
need
then
to
we have
do it.
trauma to deal with.
And
we want a nice,
also-
relaxing ski lodge.
If we have the high ground, and they don't have ships, it might be easier to defend it with bows and arrows.
Yeah.
Also, if
They-
they don't
they-
know we're there.
they don't have anything to fly up there with, and we know in lore that they don't get up there until Avatar. So
I'm sure they'll find a way.
We find a mountain on the southern half of the Sky Peak Mountains. We climb to the top. We build a ski lodge. And when we just let these people start a cottage industry.
We could also go to the Northern Water Tribe as refugees.
No.
They will not likely accept any firebenders.
They
Oh,
got
I'm
to
sorry.
think about arresting me.
Sato was at the Southern Air Temple. My bad.
Okay.
Oh, Northern Air Temple's fine.
But still, we don't need to. But that treads on that treads on stuff that's there.
As a player, I
Also,
kind of dig the idea of like
we
starting
don't
to
know
build
that
a
North-
mountain town from scratch. Sounds
Yeah.
interesting to me.
It works for me.
We'll call it Trio Fae.
As long as it's with
Attempt
people,
number
I
3.
know I'll- Try for me.
I think Sato says the closer we get to Bossing Say, the better off we'll be. But we would have to cross the front line of the Fire Nation to get there.
Isn't this the front line?
Yes,
Yeah.
but he's basically saying like, Bossing Say is safe. These are Earth Nation people. We can bring them to Bossing Say. That's safe.
Let's try
So
to
I'd
go
say
for
let's
these
just agree
mountains
for it
then.
now.
And like off screen in between seasons, maybe our whole thing might be to try to.
That is the worst mountain.
Yeah,
That is
that's
objectively
no.
the worst one.
It's the closest mountain to Bossing Say.
That's
Is
that's
what
where
I'm
the
saying.
That's where the front line will move. We want to be behind it.
I thought we wanted to be
How about
okay.
these ones?
We don't want to be near
That's
boats.
really far away.
I just
Any
like
mountain
under the
town-
title of Sky Peak Mountains works for me.
Well, Sky Peak
Yeah.
Mountains, but Sky Peak Mountains also makes sense logistically because we can float our way to the base of Sky Peak Mountains.
Yeah, we can go here. Well, we don't want to float anywhere immediately because of the Fire Nation boats. That probably
Yeah,
move
but
faster
anyway,
than our boats.
This is
Yeah, but
this
they
is
can't go into our river.
They'll be searching for us though. And yes,
Yeah.
they
This
can
is
go
a
onto the
small
river.
enough river.
I don't
anyway,
know.
like a big
that's
warship.
the easiest ones to get to because any other mountain range, we gotta cross another mountain range.
I mean, we can just skip the logistics because this is
'Cause
Magic Avatar.
We'll
The
start off.
logistics will work.
The next episode would
starting
start off
there.
with probably us having arrived there.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of winter outfits for everyone. It's snowy. We're on mountain peaks.
We're
farming
earthbending.
potatoes
We
in a
see
sense.
like the Pacific Northwest environment of Avatar.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
in Washington.
I don't think it really needs to be that well defined,
No.
other than we're in some mountainous terrain.
We are collecting the people, and we are going there.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I
That's-
guess then, do we want to have a scene collecting the people, or just?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to convince them that to follow you after you just burn their town down.
I think you mean
That's a-
save their
Being
lives.
a very specific member.
I mean, so save their lives because you brought the Fire Nation to them
They
Yeah.
don't know
because they
that.
were fine 2 weeks ago.
Well, to be fair, they do know that QE was like, "Hey,
I gave a speech.
fuck the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Let's fight them." And then they came and went, "Oh, that was a bad idea."
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to make a public apology speech or something.
Yeah, the rabble was roused and there was no follow through.
Okay.
So at the crossroads, then we start heading towards wherever the large group of people is.
Yeah, probably somewhere in this forest, I would guess.
Not even
I
that
would-
far.
Yeah, no.
No,
Can
but
we go back to the combat screen? 'Cause that's where I have everything tracked.
oh, okay.
Just because this is the most updated thing.
I
as
just use my
compared to
character
the
sheet
sheets.
still primarily.
Yeah.
Use the combat screen if you can, because it's easier for everyone to see, and the stream. But yeah.
Not for the stream, no. The stream can't show everyone at once, not even close. I can
No.
show about 10% of the combat screen at once.
In which
Without
case,
it being
never
too
mind.
zoomed out to even read in the first place.
Personal preference, I guess.
Like I can hold on. Let me attempt something. No.
Mhm.
Even all the way zoomed out. Hold on. Oh no, it zooms out way more. I'll mess with it, but it hasn't been showing most anything.
Yeah, it's just for our benefit so we can
Mhm.
play off of it. That's all.
I just want to clear troubled on the way back.
And what kind of nonsense do you get up to do that?
I seek guidance from a mentor or powerful figure. I'm going to talk to Kuyi's dad.
All right. So yeah, as you're walking back to find the townspeople, you drop back a little bit and walk beside Chiang. He looks over at you. Thank you for keeping my daughter safe.
To be honest, I didn't have much choice in the matter, but she's like a leaf on the wind.
No.
She was always impetuous. Doesn't seem kind. There must be some better word for it, but it fits.
Spirited?
It's every time I try and protect her or do my best, I end up disappointing her.
And
I just feel I've lost her trust and I don't know how to gain it back.
well, your job isn't for her to trust you or even like you. Your job is to keep her alive. If she hates you for it, it's the price of doing your duty.
She relieves me of that duty, you know?
Why?
I lost her trust, and also, I look back behind us as the smoke is rising. There isn't much of a town left.
Yeah. Coming to grips with that's going to be hard for a lot of us. But it isn't the land, it isn't that piece of land that makes us what we are. I did not release you from your duty, Bao. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still in charge.
His eyes just narrow in like a I know you're technically right sort of way, but I also hate that you're technically right and I have to like be bound by my word.
Bao, your family and mine go back a little ways. Your grandfather knew my father. Was always told that when the chips were down, you can count on the who's. The chips are down, Bao. Where do you stand?
I stand wherever I need to stand.
He like puts a hand on your shoulder. The people of Duofei, they've never been easy to mold. They're sturdy like the rock. Unchanging. We're going to need to think differently.
Maybe this is a fresh start for everyone. Look at it on as a positive rather than a negative.
I'm not there yet, Bao, but yes. Yes, any positive we can find. We have to hold on to it for as long as possible. Now, we may have lost something very dear to us, but we're all still alive for now. And I don't know if I can lead the town into whatever it is comes next. I'll be looking to you and the others to find a different way to do things.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, he just sort of like grabs you by the scruff of your neck and like ruffles you around a little bit. Like, that's all I can ask.
Yeah, I think he just lets that hang and like let him go in front of him. Sort of like a appreciative nod.
Yeah. So I think he's pushing you toward trust.
Okay. Is he calling me out?
No, the way he's presenting the argument is that like it doesn't matter what personal squabbles you have, it doesn't matter who you've let down, who you've wronged. This is the situation we're in, and we're not getting out of it individually. Everyone has to work together, and you and the others specifically need to lead. So he's trying to like push your balance toward trust as just an effect of what's going on.
What if I don't want him to?
You can resist shifting your balance.
There it is. Oh, there it is.
Just a flat roll.
All right, 2d6. An 8.
Choose one.
7 to 9, choose one. You can clear a condition or mark growth by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift your balance towards the opposite principle. Or learn what their principle is if they have one. If you already know, take +1 forward against them.
Do we know his principle?
I don't know if we do.
So no.
I think
No,
I'd
we
want to
don't.
know his principle. Because
His
I'm clearing a condition by talking to him.
Yeah, his principle is tradition.
Interesting. He's almost telling me. He's telling me to live up to my principle while simultaneously not living up to his.
Yeah.
Well, he can't really live up to his.
You get the feeling that he might be abandoning his principle because it didn't work.
Yeah. So is his principle still going to be tradition?
Maybe not
For the
next
moment.
arc.
Yeah, like it's on the verge of changing. It has not changed yet. He still believes that like there are ways of doing things. That's why he said he's still in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like whatever traditions can be carried over to wherever we settle will probably be kept.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, I'll just say you're telling me to rely on others, but also saying I need to be one of the people to lead.
A good leader doesn't lead on his own. I hope you have better choice in advisors than I did.
I mean, he's pretty cool. He is a mud guy. You're welcome, by the way. Good talk.
Yeah, I think he just sort of just leaves you to ruminate on
Yeah.
that.
I think the thing Bao's taking away from that is less like he needs to lead and more like, oh, Q doesn't need to like that I'm protecting her. I just need to protect her.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what she thinks.
You're my bodyguard, not my friend.
Yeah. All right. I will also be right back. Oh, like just be a minute. So keep
Okay.
going.
Okay. So yeah, unless you guys have any other things you want to get off your chests, yell at each other. I don't know. You do eventually make it to far enough into the woods that you find the trail, and Aeon, you pick it up rather easily because there's a large group of people moving through
it's
the
like
woods.
a stampede.
That way.
And yeah, it eventually leads you to Min and the assembled townspeople. The group that you're seeing, not as big as you think it should be. It's obvious that some people just left.
Where did I think maybe we come as they're leaving, like we can't as we see them on the horizon or something. I ask Min, where are they going?
Wherever they can. They didn't believe that we had the ability to protect them anymore. And I'm not sure they're wrong.
We
Have you
know
ever
of
been
somewhere.
skiing?
I think maybe me and my aunt both like close our eyes and sigh when we hear that. He has a point. There's a place on the mountains the Fire Nation doesn't know of. We can
Open a little bed and
find
breakfast,
safety
recreational
there
tourist destination. You
and
can make a real killing.
do something that doesn't attract the attention of the Fire Nation. Tourism would.
Not if it's stealth tourism.
The point is, we can protect your people, and that's what we'll try and do.
On a secret mountaintop chalet. Fun.
Mr. Bond. No.
Yeah. We've heard there's. We'll build a laser satellite.
We'll put sharks there with lasers.
Little
Well,
laser beams.
we're going to have like, I don't know, badger sharks that are gonna be around.
Marissa, this is, by the way, what you're probably going to have to deal with during the entire
Yeah.
rebuilding the town arc. There's
Yes, congratulations.
We need food. We need warmth. We need tourism posters or
Yes,
similar.
we need a
Our
casino
company's laser.
suddenly.
So just be
We're gonna be
warned.
ha-
This is
We're going to be hammering and polishing giant bronze discs, and we're going to construct Archimedes lasers to take down anyone trying to approach the mountaintop.
so you want to set the firebenders on fire.
Yes, they'll never
With-
expect it.
With the power of the sun.
Is anyone going to finish the quote?
They'll never see it coming.
Oh, that works. So I think that Quiwa probably like later that same day. I don't think it's that late to be night, but like while she gets a moment alone with her aunt. And I think she says
That's when we're setting up camp for the night.
yeah,
Like, we've gone
I
a
think
little bit out. We found a nice clearing in the woods. We're setting up camp.
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's about it. And I think then in that case it is that night. She goes into her aunt's tent and does the whole like can I come in? Yes, of course, kind of thing, presumably. And then she says, Aunt Min, who is my real father? And then I'm not going to burden that with you with that, Zen. You can just we can fade to black if you want. We don't have to. I'm good either
Or-
way.
I don't know.
All right, so I think the best thing to do there is it's time you knew. And we fade to black on that.
Ooh, I love it even.
It's
It was
Oh, it's-
Grandma, actually. That's where the confusion
Yeah,
was.
you're actually my sister. No.
it's very
Grandma.
Zuko
But no,
asking.
I mean, it could be her somehow. I don't know. There'd be weird.
No, that's the least conceptually accurate answer.
but we'll leave it on the fact that you know, and it is up to you to define.
Okay, I'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think she has a conversation with her aunt and learns why she can airbend.
Maybe that's why your mom left.
Did my
She
mom
went to
leave?
be with her airbender boyfriend.
I thought she
She
died.
disappeared.
Well, yeah, you're right. I thought
Yeah, when
you're
the
right. She's
Fire Nation
technically
attacked.
presumed dead.
Yeah.
Presumed
Well,
dead
she
and
is
presumed
now.
killed by Bao Hu.
What?
I think that's what the
our-
framing was. He was framed for her death.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some kind of. It's all murky. In reality, it's all. No one knows really what happened. She was presumed dead due to some kind of assassination. But we never found the body. But like publicly, I'm pretty sure that none of that is known. Like publicly, it's just she died in a tragic accident or something.
Mhm.
It's very hush hush as to the facts that we're not really sure what happened to her. And I think it was several years ago. Kui was old enough to remember it clearly, but not double digits old. So it was probably something like long enough ago that by now she kind of just figured we were never going to learn more than we know about it, and then suddenly this. But I'm happy to leave Kui was, unless someone wants to specifically talk to her, which you're welcome to. There's no other scenes that I want to have right now.
All right, so the one bit of business that I want to clear up is the townspeople's attitude towards you. Like this is the final test of how shitty they're going to be to you. They're going to come with you regardless, but they could be real shitty. So how do you approach the town and tell them the plan?
I
Like,
have
what does
a
that
move
look
for
like?
this. I have a special move for this.
Oh,
A life of regret.
Sounds appropriate.
When you comfort and support an NPC by apologizing and honestly promising to make amends for the harm they have suffered, roll with focus instead of harmony.
Okay. So you know the move. What does it look like as the four of you stand next to Chiang and Min?
It has to be open, so that's what I will do. I will just like I'm just gonna tell them the whole story. I'm gonna start with like how we got to prison, and then the escape that was accidental on one of our parts, and like I'm just gonna leave nothing unspoken, so that there's no secrets kept between at least Quiwa and what she knows, and the general people who have stayed with her now. They're following her and her family for a reason, and so they at least deserve honesty. And she promises more than just honesty, but she's starting with honesty.
Is anyone helping?
Yes.
Sort of yes, no, but I have a thing even back in time slightly before
Oh,
this.
okay.
Okay.
If we're going to make a public appearance as a group, I am at least going to approach Bao Hu and ask to be uncuffed. Because I would like to maybe not stand in front of a bunch of people
You
and
think
promise
fire
to
would
say
be better?
while in handcuffs.
You think fire handcuffs would be better?
What?
Now, who's not the only bender who can restrain you?
You are just giving me good reason to like dislike benders, but no. Basically, I am coming to you promising I'm not going to do anything. I just want to help. Like, can you at least let me go with the promise that I'm not going to like mess you guys over or anything like that? I'm asking Bao Hu
Mm,
for action. I can go back to being imprisoned or whatever as soon as it is convenient, but let me show that I don't mean you guys any harm until then. And as these people see me as part of your group, having me in cuffs is not going to help their confidence. I just want to help.
It sounds like you're trying to do a move.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm trying to plead, honestly.
Sorry, I was
Sounds like I'm pleading, honestly.
could be pleading. It could also be trust. If you're trying to push him to live up to his trust ideal.
Ooh.
I could see either or. So
I
it's up to you.
like that idea. That's more interesting than a basic plead.
Yeah, you can call them out.
Yeah.
So you have to shift your balance away from center and then name and roll with their principal.
Reddit shifting my balance away from center means I don't get XP. Then again, I don't like XP in this game. Okay, sure.
Which is the whole problem we'll talk about in the review for some of us at least.
Okay, call someone else, mark or shift my balance. I guess I'm shifting my balance between forgiveness and action, towards action more. Look, I'm agreeing with you a little bit. The Fire Nation's a problem, somewhat. We should do something like relocate these people, and in order to do that better, I want to call you out to your principal to trust. Shift your balance, then name and roll with their principal. Where
Mine's
is their
0, 0.
Okay. So roll 2d6. 8.
On a 7 to 9, they challenge your view of the world in turn, mark 1 fatigue, or they shift your balance as they choose.
I want to shift you more toward action because done more in the sense of like, don't you see how desperate everyone is? Like, it doesn't matter what advancements the Fire Nation makes if they're used to harm people and dominate people, right? If I do this and you're back in, that's your second strike. I'm not doing a third strike. You are with this group fighting the Fire Nation, or you're not. That's the deal.
You can mark the 1 fatigue. That's an option.
Or they shift your balance as their cues. I'm actually good to just take a little bit of time to think about it and then say yes or nod or anything that is believable enough that I'm going to I agree with you, at least for now. This
You
is
don't
strike
you don't have to kill Fire Nation people. You could still shock them with your Super Soaker and Taser combo. But we are fighting them. We are not friends.
I will be a part of this team and I will help you in what you're trying to do.
Okay. So do I push myself toward trust more? Because I'm agreeing with
yeah.
you, or okay,
You push yourself towards trust more and I push myself towards action more.
got it. We're
And
both
on.
not getting
change
XP.
my balance more than yours.
So, no. You shifted your balance and named and rolled with his principal. On a hit, they're called to act as you say. They don't shift, like the target doesn't
Oh.
shift anything.
Yeah.
This is just, they
Yes.
agree to do the thing that you asked them to do.
So I did a roll, moved myself away from the
Well,
center, and didn't give you a roll. But hey, you untrusted me.
I see this as an absolute win because now Bao has given you another chance.
I mean, it puts us more on a group level, which I approve of. So
Yeah.
So,
3 strikes.
would have been a
3
flip.
strikes, Aeon. This is a new game I'm making called Rock Ball. 3 strikes, you're out.
No, it's 3 strikes you get hit with a rock.
3 strikes, you get buried alive.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a flashback, and then I guess we kind of flash back forward to the on-stage confession apology of Quiwa.
Yeah. So you're all like standing sort of on the other side of the campfire. There's multiple campfires, of course, but the biggest one. And the town is assembled sort of in an array on the other side. and Quiwa makes her impassioned info dump.
She doesn't even hide that she's an airbender. As much as this is, I think she thinks about it. She probably gets advice that she shouldn't tell people, but I think she's like, if the Fire Nation the Fire Nation already knows I'm an airbender, I'm not going to hide it from you guys for you to just be surprised when they try to interrogate you. If they try to interrogate you to find me.
Bao says when.
In public? In front of everyone?
No, not like you will be captured, but like, yeah, if you are captured, that's what they'll try and do.
Yeah. And so she's not going to hide it from them, from the regular people. She's going to be like, I don't know what's, like... She's not going to say, like, here's who my parent is, even though by now she probably had that conversation. We'll get to it later. But she is just going to say, like, and I'm an airbender, and the Fire Nation is hunting all of us, and I'm sorry for existing in your lives. She's not making it self-piteous, but she is basically saying, like, and because of me, you're all a target. We need to figure this out. I'm sorry. Here's how we're going to figure this out.
Yeah,
I got us into this mess unintentionally.
There's that like susurrous wave that goes through the crowd, like airbender. Oh my god.
Yeah. I got us into this mess by being here, so I'll do here's how we're gonna try and get us out of it.
Sorry for existing, Mom.
Yep. And yeah, I think she's gonna lay out the general, like, we're gonna go to this mountain, we're gonna live here, it's a good place. I don't add the asterisk of according to Dama. It's fine. It's fine. And let's see how they take it.
After your speech, there will be a side info dump session for the skeeviest looking people.
For anyone who has any more questions, please see this booth to the side with Dama there with flyers and posters with a sketch on each one is like a casino building.
Oh, I have a few separate
selling
sketches.
timeshares on a mountain.
I have a few separate sketches of proposed facilities that I would like to be introducing people to so they can ponder upon the walk over.
The walk?
It's
probably a weeks-long journey.
Yeah. Well,
you do
planning
this
meetings
planning.
the whole time. Don't worry.
Yay.
By the time we get there, we'll be roaring and ready to go to build a nice ski lodge.
Okay.
And to show, how we're all in this together, everyone please take one set of forks, spoons, and knives from this cutlery bag that is made out of silver.
Oh, can I please add that? Well,
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
we don't need it.
Let's do it.
You already said you're doing it.
So how is everyone that wants to help adding to this?
I'm glad I'm the one making the main role because I have no fatigue to spend to help.
Well, you should roll because we could choose to help after.
You can choose to help
roll,
after,
correct?
I believe. Yeah, you just
Let's
have
see
fatigue
if
to
you need the help first.
Okay.
I have fatigue to help.
I know how my rolls go in this game. I'm
We're
probably going to
helping
need it.
Quiwa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping with my chalet talk. Like, this is in service of making the plan seem feasible. Because you don't want to go to a new mountain town with no prospects, right? You don't just like, we're going to leave you in the mountains, sucker. Enjoy the cold. No, there's a plan in place that involves slowly attracting attention, getting Fire Nation generals to show up, and then we assassinate them in their sleep.
Fair enough.
I'm helping with the, again, the silverware. Not necessarily, and here's some riches for you, but hey, we did what we could to save what was left of your home. Here's something to remember it by. Everyone can grab a
Keep the
spoon.
silverware. I return the portraits.
You're handing out town bonfire swag.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming.
Let's start a new tradition. I like to imagine this is the day that was the
tradition
festival
of
day
silverware.
Oh, yeah, like everyone handing out silverware.
It legitimately could have been like the final day of the festival because that was kind of an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or there was supposed to be like a big parade or something. And now we're parading all the way to a different town.
Baohu will describe how he helps when he's needed.
Perfect. You'll be in the
shadows.
shadows.
Make that roll.
Whether or not I'm spending.
That's an 8. Without any help.
With 2 of us helping, we get a 10, and I kind of want.
Yeah, you got one from me.
So I say, go ahead. Take my.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we do not
I
need
will
Bao.
also help.
Okay.
I'm helping anyway. It's the end of the session.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a time skip, so everyone will reset
Yeah.
fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Bao will lay out military plans and like, okay, here's how we could like start training people up to be better fighters. Like, so this doesn't
Wasn't
happen
the
again.
bridge your plan?
The bridge was, I think, my plan.
Why are we listening to your military plans then?
It was a solid military plan. They came faster than we thought.
That means
like-
it wasn't okay. Nope, don't fight with the.
Not in front of the
3
kids.
strikes.
2 strikes. Yeah.
I think he'll like if Dama has like mock-ups of like a casino. I think Bao has mock-ups of like here's the walls we can build with earthbending, and here's like how we can do stuff.
Well, you could set up avalanches to trigger intentionally, like so. Make
Y'all
it sturdy
missed my
enough so it
Archimedes
won't
laser plan?
accidentally
That's
trigger,
way more practical.
but then you can make it so you can intentionally trigger rock slides with earthbending.
Yeah.
Like that would
That's
actually be
Bao's
great.
contribution.
Those plans that are things that non-earthbenders can help with.
What?
And
Non-earthbenders? Who are those? Yeah.
We set up a pin mechanism where you can pull a pin and cause a rock slide, but earthbenders set it up
So
because it's just easier.
on a 10 plus, so firstly, this is meant for like comforting and supporting, I believe, by a single NPC, so we're adapting it a bit. But if they choose not to open up with you, you do not take plus and fort against them. If they choose to open up with you, it's still meant to be a comfort and support.
Yeah.
As its basis. So
Yeah, it's basically you're gaining their trust. I mean, the 10 here is that everyone is on board with the plan, having no other options.
yeah, they're not happy with it. I don't think anything can make them happy with it, but they're willing to pitch in. They're still willing to follow, like my dad and me, basically.
Yeah, you're not going to have detractors like trying to split the group up and be like, no, follow my plan.
We're not going to dissolve into a bunch of sub factions.
No, the group has done that.
Yeah, the
They
PC, the party will be has already doing that, but the NPCs won't.
I'm sorry.
We need to
got
stay together.
We have a traitor. We have someone who wants to fight. We have someone who's terrified of fighting. Like, we're not all
And-
on the same page. Our goals do not.
Wait, am I the one who's
align.
terrified
You're
of fighting?
terrified of fighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought
Oh,
Dama
push
was
will
terrified
break
of
down.
fighting.
I thought-
No, Dama's just smart enough not to.
The battle you survive is the battle you win. I don't show up.
Okay.
But yeah, seems like a good place to end the session, having gained the trust of the town to follow you. You bed down for the night, and the next morning you set off on the arduous task of finding a place to settle.
Yep.
Bao finally has a conversation with his siblings, which I believe are two little boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't see any voice to that, but we probably see you like actually picking. Well, how old are they? They're 10?
They are. Hold on, it's on my character sheet. It's not into the GM note. They're 10 to 12.
Okay, so yeah, they're not like
They're like
run up to you.
Yeah.
They're not basically like kids to you.
I probably find Fan specifically and check that she's okay and made it out.
She's there with you.
Lovely.
Yeah, good. We're gonna need someone to build the ski lifts.
Excellent.
But yeah, let's do some XP.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
This worked surprisingly very well in terms of pacing. I mean, because suddenly we lost the town, but I think it
the
just
Marisha
roll
plan
real
for
good.
a town
My
building.
town building is a
I just-
little dislocated now.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, hold up. We did previously talk about this. Granted, this was over a month ago. We did previously talk about burning down the town. This
Yeah.
was on a meta level discussed ahead
I
of
don't
time.
actually
I just,
remember this.
Well,
That
we did
was
talk about
something
it.
I wrote down, was that the town was going to be destroyed regardless.
we were
we
going to
talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
The town
That
would
was-
be destroyed.
Yes, I
was the
didn't think
plan.
we were the one who would do that.
I
The town was going to be
forced it to happen, but like we did discuss, the town is gone at the end of this first arc. So this is not just me burning down someone else's hometown without any reason. We did talk
I'm
about
fine
it.
with that.
Expecting
Yeah,
us to
I was
fix
expecting
it.
the Fire Nation to do it.
But sure.
That's why, like, the whole time people are like, huh, like we're the problem. Maybe we should just leave. And I saw your face go, oh no.
Oh,
Well, if we can't have the town where it was, we'll have it somewhere else.
Why don't we pick up the
I
town
worked
and
with
move
that.
it over there?
Yeah.
All
the
right, so
airbending
at the end of the
surprisingly-
session-
the airbending surprise actually worked in favor of the story and keeping everyone together.
There's
Yeah.
bigger things happening than caring about airbending.
Oh, I know there are, but like
Yeah.
it was
It's
an
a cool
excuse to keep
character.
us with the rest of the
Yeah.
town, basically.
It's a
Mhm.
cool character twist for you, but no one's like upset about it.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah, no, I just meant like it worked in
that's
with the
up to
rest of the
Marissa.
story. It wasn't like I'm an airbender and we're never talking about it again. It's I'm an airbender and that both doesn't
We gotta deal with
completely
that.
dominate the story, but does change how we deal with every future thing.
Season 2 wrinkle.
Yeah.
Now, one possible wrinkle in the future is that some of the townspeople begin thinking you might be the Avatar because, as far as they're concerned, there's only one Airbender in the world.
Well, as
There's
there's
Did
also
the
I was
math
thinking
on that, it does not make any sense.
Yeah,
because
no,
I
there's
think at this point this is like
this is 10 years
15?
after. I think it was 5 years into
Yeah.
the wars when I don't remember the airbender thing.
We're 10 years after the Airbender genocide right
Yeah.
now.
And so we assumed there was probably some airbender survivors around that are being
Mhm.
hunted down still. Because they're nomads. Their whole thing is traveling around. There's no way they were all in just the four temples.
Mhm.
But also, like, Kui was older than 10 years old, so that's also a thing.
And you like all of these people come from a town that was under the thumb of the Fire Nation. The propaganda is they succeeded, right?
mhm.
There are no airbenders.
And also
So
the
Avatar existed,
propaganda, as
maybe
we
it
saw on the
was-
show, is that the Air Nation army attacked first, I believe.
Yes, that's the story, is that they went to put down the Air Nation army because the
was-
Air Nation army was being aggressive.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
preparing like
definitely
a
Air Nation
giant Air Nation coup of some kind.
Every time you say Air Nation Army, and my brain goes Seven Nation Army. It's all very confusing.
All right, well, we got some questions to answer.
Yep.
Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
I think that's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we argued enough to make that a yes for everyone.
We argued.
This next one's going to be on the line. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
No,
technically
don't-
did.
I
technically
the entire
We
time
did
trying to.
Technically, we solved a community problem. We just created
Very-
several new ones at the same time.
On technicality, we stopped the Fire Nation from burning down the town because
Yeah.
we burned it down first. That is technically solving a community problem. It doesn't say anything about causing more community problems.
We solved the community problem of what to do now they had no more town.
I actually think yes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Well,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
the
you-
problem? The Fire Nation is attacking. What's the solution? Evacuate the citizens, deny the Fire Nation their objective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
basically guerrilla tactics on a large scale.
yeah, there was no massive loss of life. Like you saved most of the town that came with you. You know. Oh, yeah.
We saved all the silverware.
No, it's all of Queen was aunt's neighbor's silverware. It was-
Oh, so it's just the rich people's silverware.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want
Nobody
commoner
else
silverware. It's made
I
of
didn't go
wood.
I didn't go house to house digging through their pewter trash to see if there was silver in there. No, I only went for the rich houses on the outskirts of town.
Mhm.
All right, and the third question: did you guide a companion toward balance or end the session at your center?
I did.
Shockingly, yes.
If you're talking about guiding me, no, you didn't.
No,
I
I
ended my-
ended at center.
I
Oh,
ended
okay.
at center too. No one ever touched it. I just basically get that point every time.
Yay,
No,
I got a
when I
growth
kept
again.
myself uncast, I moved 2 steps away from center.
So, assuming companion means other player character? No.
Given that NPCs like play a very important role in this game, I think they would have said character or
Okay.
other player character.
In that case,
So,
maybe my dad, if I pulled him back from the edge of despair, might be guiding him more towards center.
Yeah, he was basically off scale
Yeah,
at that
I
point.
assumed he was about to do an extreme act because he lost his balance.
Oh, he did the extreme act. He lit his town on fire.
That's fair. He might have just done another one. Yeah, okay. Then I'll.
He might have just burned with
If that
them.
is acceptable, I will take XP for that too.
Sure. And then you have your individual playbook questions.
I love
Right.
my individual one. Did you improve the lives of a community of average citizens?
You did no such thing.
Did I learn something meaningful or important about my lineage, its members, or its effect on the world and others?
Yeah, I think so.
I totally improved the lives of the average citizen. They went from homeless to homeless with a plan of what to do.
I mean,
We didn't abandon them.
at the beginning of the set, well, not exactly the beginning, but after the fight at the bridge, yeah, they didn't have a lot of options, and you gave them one.
I actually have been driving towards trying to do this all session with what I have available to improve the lives of average citizens in this session. So I'm giving it to myself there.
Fair enough.
Mine is: did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others? My goal really was to get rid of all of my conditions. So
No, the last session you asked if you got that, and I said no because you hadn't achieved mastery. You did that this session.
Oh, yes.
I mean, defeating the enemy, because this is Avatar, so killing's a naughty word.
No, he's just in the bridge now.
Yep.
He disappeared off screen. We don't know what happened to him. He might have been picked up by, a fishing barge.
Yep.
Yeah, he might be just in a crystal like Captain America. And he gets thawed out in 100 years.
I haven't decided for sure, but I'm considering changing playbooks. Just a warning for Marissa.
Please do let me know that as soon as possible before next week, because I'm plotting to your playbooks.
I do have one thing on that front. Like, if you don't, the plan was to have Min leave and start gathering resources throughout the Earth Kingdom, so that way, if the group moves on to something else, somewhere else, you're not screwed with that whole assets of your family move that you have.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
One way or another, even if Min does not leave, I'll make sure that you're not messed over by that.
Yeah, there's several I'm looking at. I'm just gonna look. I'll probably later today spend quite some time considering icon or bold or something like that. Like, how much does her realizing that she isn't biologically her father's daughter, how much will that affect her? Is something I don't know yet.
Honestly, you still could be. Your mom could just be a secret airbender.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. I haven't decided even that yet.
Well, I'm wondering if there is no more duo fae, is there any more tradition for you? Or is that just gone?
Now is basically the best time for me to change playbooks narratively if I do.
If anyone wants to change playbooks, I'm absolutely not stopping that, but I definitely am asking to tell me now, because so much of this is kind of geared towards I need to ask and aim the plot at ideally whatever questions you need to be asking. But I kind of need to know what those questions are ahead of time, at least to give you a starting point. After that, you can go off the rails all you want. But as long as I've got a starting point that's aimed at those questions, that'll help.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I know what I'm taking with my growth. Wait, did I already take this? Because it's in my moves, but I don't remember. I don't think I did. I think I wrote it down and then decided not to take it, so I'm taking it. I'm taking Suspicious Mind.
Perfect.
Because you're on strike 3.
Yep.
Because the other move I could have taken was Catch a Liar. Which, if you...
I don't lie, thank you very much. My ideal is always tell the truth, and I have not broken it yet. I haven't lied, thank you.
Well, Well, this is what Catch a Liar is. I haven't put it in my playbook, but I'll paste it into chat. It might be a little wonky.
Oh boy.
When you're suspicious of them, someone write their name here.
And then it's
You cannot
basically
write another name until you have made them admit their guilt and misdeeds in front of an audience.
and when I do, I get to clear what is it, like 2 conditions? Clear all your
Mhm.
fatigue and up to 2 conditions when you try to intimidate them into admitting their real crime by using actual evidence. You can eliminate 1 additional option from the list on any hit before they choose.
Well, that's a antagonistic. Let's make the
Mm.
group fall apart.
That's why I'm
become the
doing the
Grand
one that is
Inquisitor.
suspicious. Yeah,
Yep.
I like suspicious mind.
How
yeah. This is
many,
a very like dwarf Book of Grudges move.
how many assess the situation bonus points, bonus questions can I stack onto one character?
I mean,
I don't see any problem.
there are
with
no restrictions
Okay.
as
So
far as I'm aware.
I'll be grabbing another one.
Okay.
I will ask all of the questions when I assess.
What does this one have to do with?
Oh, tasting the joint. When you assess the situation, add these questions to the list. You might always ask 1 extra question from these options, even on a miss. So that means I get 2 questions on a miss. 4 on a total success.
Okay. I am likely switching to the bold. Just a heads up. Having looked it over, I think it fits for Quiwa's next arc. Of
Mhm.
her whole thing has been feeling useless, and the bold's whole thing is trying to prove themselves.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll take a look into it and see what it does to everything.
Yep.
But yeah. I have a last question on Aeon. Basically, his special move is those ideals that I just mentioned, and one of them is this. When you live up to your ideals at a significant cost, someone who witnessed or hears about your sacrifice approaches you to affirm. I'm looking at the first half of that and saying, hey, did I finally get something like that with Kai?
Yeah, if I'd have known you had that, definitely. Yeah, put Lieutenant Kai on your
I can always plead with him. They always care what I think. They always open up to you if you comfort and support them. And I can call on them to live up to their principles. Great.
which would mean you would know his principle.
Ooh.
Where did I put him? In book 1. There we go. Kai. Power is his principle.
Okay.
Yeah, Kai is kind of the person that always got shown up and passed over by airbender or by firebenders. So he resents the hell out of them.
I kind of got that. Sweet, though. I finally got to use my singular bow. Okay. Sorry.
All good.
Okay.
Cool.
Then I think we're good. So,
Yeah.
next week I think we are good, and we'll be back. If I'm not mistaken, Marissa, do you need more time, or are you good?
I will let you know if I suddenly need more time. I think I'm good because this came at a great time.
Okay,
Backup plan route.
then we're good. And yes, absolutely.
I want to
Okay,
play Blizzard Cult so bad.
then we will be back next week. Thank you all for watching.